Good afternoon, everybody. Today I will be doing a video for the family, as my wife's family is a big New England Patriots family, and I'm gonna come out of my Giants helmet and do a little something different called revamping the Patriots. The Patriots are not in a rebuild. They're a few pieces away from once again contending. We all know the Patriots have dominated the NFL for the last 2 decades, the better part of it. And parting ways with Tom Brady, all good things must come to an end. But sitting there and watching him go on to win a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay definitely probably has not sat right with the team. And Coach Belichick, arguably the greatest coach ever. So today, we're going to revamp this Patriots team for the upcoming 21 season. I'm wearing a veteran's hat, dedicating it to the captain of this family, my wife's father, Richie, who served this country with honor. And I'm also dedicating this video to 2 people. One is my wife, Deborah, and she's a big Patriots fan who also supports the Giants because, let's be honest, she don't really have a choice now, does she? And her older brother, Frank's wife, Debbie, who's a big New England Patriots fan. And I'm doing this video for her. We'll take off the hat. We'll get down to the nitty-gritty right here. Okay? The Patriots went out on a spending spree, spent $180 million guaranteed free agent money, brought in 2 big-time tight ends and a bunch of pieces on this team, including a big-time defensive end, Judon from the Ravens, a veteran beast off the edge. Okay? The Patriots also are getting back countless players that opted out last year. We're talking about a New England Patriots team that really had players off the street, and still Belichick managed to get 7 wins, kept them competitive for the better part of the season. Now is one of the toughest divisions in football, as Miami is loaded with a load of draft picks. The Buffalo Bills are a Super Bowl contender. The New York Jets still may be 2 years away, but have more picks than anyone, 23 picks in the next 2 drafts. With a new coach and a real football GM, the Jets are probably on the right road. This is as important as a draft as ever for the New England Patriots, who pretty much hit a home run in free agency. Judon, and their best player I thought they picked up was Henry, the defensive end. Tight end, free agent, who's a weapon and a half down the field. Also, Cam Newton is good enough to start this season, but we all know last year he had the ship headed in the right direction. Good game manager, a veteran. Probably did not return from COVID very well. It affected him and the whole team. We know his better days are behind him, and therefore the Patriots have to go into this draft and find themselves a quarterback for the future. A young, bright quarterback, a new franchise name and face. Because looking ahead to next year's draft in 22, the quarterback prospects are very poor. You might not be looking at another quarterback until the 2023 draft. You got to go get one here. With all that being said, in the 2021 draft, the New England Patriots have the 15th pick. I have the New England Patriots trading up. The Patriots will give up their 15th pick, a 3rd round pick in this draft, and a 1st round pick in next year's draft to move up to 7 where the Detroit Lions are. The New England Patriots will acquire the 7th pick in this draft. With the 7th pick, the New England Patriots grabbed themselves a franchise quarterback out of Alabama, Mac Jones. Mac Jones is a very intelligent, smart pocket passing quarterback. Can handle big-time offenses as he handled the Alabama offense. Exploding stats this year. Okay, he might not be the most talented quarterback in the draft, but he's the most NFL ready and mature quarterback. A man that will lead the Patriots. He might sit the first few weeks, half a season, behind Newton, learn from a veteran quarterback who actually had one trip to the Super Bowl in his career. But at some point, he will take over. The perfect type of quarterback to take on Belichick's system. The way Belichick likes to run his football system. A Tom Brady, he is not. But a real good Belichick system quarterback, he fits the bill. Moving on to the second round pick for the Patriots. I figured, knowing Belichick, he's a very big secondaries guy. He's built his defenses on secondary. He got an edge rusher in free agency in Judon. So in the second round, the Patriots go to Florida State and draft Asante Samuel, quarterback, Florida State. This guy's one of the top 5 cornerbacks, arguably 4th best in the draft. He's a very good cover corner, explosive, has very good instincts, will come up to the line and tackle. Another real good corner for the New England system for a long time to come. Now we're skipping the third round as the Patriots have given up their third round pick earlier to go get that quarterback. We go straight to the fourth round. In the fourth round, the New England Patriots land a very fast, explosive, and underrated wide receiver in this draft. If he falls to fourth, consider it a steal. Wide receiver out of UFC, Amandra St. Brown. This man is a tall, average tall height wide receiver, down the field, slants. He does it all. Explosiveness, the type of receiver that could catch a 7-yard slant and take it to the house. Could also go deep up the sideline. With the tight ends you guys acquired, and McHarry on the other side, who should grow with these tight ends over the middle, should have a much better season down the field. Which is also a very good, smart decision by New England to keep him. I know they were on the verge of trading him. He's too young, still have to be developed. Amandra St. Brown, USC, wide receiver. And in the final 5th round, I chose to stop after 5. I'm sure Patriots fans have a better idea of their team than I do. In the 5th round, the New England Patriots select defensive tackle Tadaro Slater, Florida Gators. Man was born and raised in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He's a Florida State hometown kid. Went to college with the Florida Gators. Another guy under the radar, but one of the top defensive tackles in this draft. And people underrate how important a big, huge defensive monster in the middle of a D-line is. And we all know the Patriots need one. Okay? Belichick has always had one to stuff up the line so that the linebackers can be free to either blitz or drop back. And he's always relied on his secondary to man cover the receivers down the field. DeAndre Slater, 6'5", 343-pound mammoth of a beast of a man in the middle. New England will have a day 1 defensive tackle to go along with the defensive end Judon they got in free agency. Okay? I didn't go on to the 6th round. If I did, that's where the Patriots would probably look for one of these low-key, under-the-radar, small, strong running backs to go along with the running back they have. It's always good to mix up 2-3 running backs. We all know the Patriots use them in their passing game. That's my draft for the New England Patriots. Once again, the Patriots are not rebuilding. They are rearming. I'm predicting a 10-7 season for the Patriots. They won 7 games with nobody last year. Okay? They got a lot of starters coming back on the defense. It was still one of the better defenses in football. I expect them to be top 5 this year. They're getting back all the opted players. They picked up big names in the free agency, and now they can add an additional drafted players. The biggest key is to go up in the first round. Don't be afraid to trade in next year's 1 and this year's 3. Throw another pick in there next year, because again, next year there won't be any quarterbacks in the draft. So this is the year you go up to Detroit. If it ain't Detroit, you got Denver at 9. I don't know if Denver would help out an AFC opponent, especially the Patriots. We know Judge and Belichick have close connection. They could go to 11 to the Giants if their quarterback is still there. But the sure bet is to go to 7, give up the extra high pick, and go get yourself the quarterback you guys love, Mac Jones. Patriots should be 10-7 this year. I don't see why they can't be a wild card team with 7 teams in the conference making the playoffs. I'm expecting Miami to have a big time season. The Bills are a Super Bowl contender, but at some point, I have a feeling they might have a letdown. The injury bug attacks. Once again, New England Patriots. Don't mistake them as a rebuild. They're rearming. They'll be fighting for the playoffs this year. The Miz.